Hey Archery Talk, this is Lucas, and today I've got a brand new product that just got sent to me called the SureSight. This is a new bow sight from South Africa. I've never tested any products from that part of the world at all, but the guys from SureSight reached out to me via the Archery Talk Facebook page and asked me if I wanted to test out their product. And what sets this one apart is this is a range-finding bow sight. So it's going to share some things in common with the likes of the Burris Oracle here, and the Garmin Zero here. As you can see, like general size is about the same, and in theory the functions are largely the same. It's just the way that it all comes together that make this one a little bit different. And I think the first thing you'd kind of notice right off the bat is this one is much lighter than either of those two happen to be. This one comes in at about 12 ounces, a little less than 12 ounces, which is, and these ones were these two were both a pound or more, the Burris and the Garmin. So it's going to save quite a bit of weight that way. How they do that though is they're not using metal construction on the mounting system or on the housing. It's all polymer on here. I asked the folks at SureSight why they went with polymer, and their reasoning was that when they were putting the sight together and testing it, they tested it with a metal, like a dovetail mount and all that, and it was vibrating too much. They're getting too much vibration, and it was a little bit too hard on the sights. They switched to the polymer, which is absorbing some of that vibration. The result is you're going to get some weight savings, but it's using polymer instead of metal. However, they are backing this up with a 3-year warranty. That's longer than Garmin's warranty. It's not as long. Burris has lifetime warranty, I believe. But a 3-year warranty seems pretty solid to me. It should be pointed out too that there's two different versions of this sight. So the range-finding sight here, I got them check my notes to find out for sure, is called the V6R, and then they have a non-range-finding version called the V6. And the sights share everything in common outside of the rangefinder. The one with the rangefinder I think has an $800 US MSRP, and the non-range-finding one, I'll check my notes here again, I believe is $320, and it has all the same functionality outside of the rangefinder. And just like the Garmin and just like the Garmin specifically, there's nothing in the housing. There's no actual pins in there. They're LED lights just like you'd have in the Garmin, and it's for me that's something I like to shoot because I like a super clean sight window. I don't like to have a lot of clutter in there, and a 5-pin sight can tend to get a little busy. So this one is just that single pin, and as with the Garmin and the Burris, I believe you could set up as a multi-pin configuration if you want to. So you get 3 or 5 LED dots in there for different yardages once you get it set up, and that's a pretty interesting setup as well. I think what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to kind of turn the camera over my shoulder a little bit. And so you get you a better look at the sight, and we'll kind of go over some of the features, and hopefully I'll set this thing up on a bow in the very near future. All right, so let's get a look at some individual features of this sight. I think the thing that sets this apart most compared to the others is that it has an actual like a laser that comes out of the sight, so you can target you can range your animal or a target if you can target archery right from the hip. You don't have to be at draw. You don't have to have the bow up near your with the peep and the sight measured in your eye. You just hit the trigger button, which will be mounted, on your probably near your grip of your bow, and you just click that. And I'll see if we can see that on camera. Then you can see the little laser will come out of there, and you can just shoot wherever you aim it, wherever you need to aim it, and get your yardage in the window there. The sight window is actually quite large. It's quite a bit larger than the Garmin. I would say it's comparable to the Burris as far as like the actual size of the scope that you're looking through. And the theory there is that it gives you a lot more distance of range. I mean, this is developed by African hunters who are generally speaking hunting in open areas and hunting big game, and they might want to shoot long distance. And so I was talking to the SureSight guys, and they're telling me that if your bow speed is around 300 feet a second, then you're going to get at least 100 yards, and if you get a little faster, you can get up to 120 yards worth of range right inside the scope housing with the LEDs. An interesting note on the LEDs is that they're much smaller than the distance between them is smaller than it is on the Garmin. These ones are coming in only a 0.5 millimeter apart, and what that should result in is more accuracy for longer range. So you can really hone in your sight tapes. And speaking of the sight tapes, There are 365 sight tapes programmed into here, which should cover realistically just about any bow on the market. When you think about that many sight tapes and how fast bows go, 365 seems like it would cover just about them all. However, you can add your own if you're not comfortable with the ones that are in here, and just kind of program your yardage in by yourself and find the tape that fits you best. And sighting this in, according to the folks at SureSight, they telling me it's easier than the other ones. I can't speak on that. I have not shot it myself. I'm going to find out soon, but it's supposed to take as little as 20 minutes. And I've read through the instructions. It seems pretty simple. You get your 20-yard pin, which is kind of always will be the blue dot that's always there. Once you get that sorted out, which you do by moving the height and the windage on this, then you go and move back to 30 yards, 40 yards, 50 yards, and so on, until the sight will kind of pick up your bow speed from there. And get you a tape, and you can check it, and you could adjust it as need be. And you can have multiple arrow profiles. Like you can have 20 arrow profiles. If you want to shoot a bunch of different weighted broadheads, you can find a tape that fits that in here and just switch from tape to tape as you see fit. So if you want one tape for turkey season, and you shoot a different arrow for deer season, and a different arrow for hogs or elk or whatever else you happen to be hunting, supposedly it's easy enough to switch over through these things. Once I do my full review, I'll be able to tell you more about how all that works. For now, it's just I'm just kind of going on what the manufacturer says. I should note too. You might notice here, like, hey, why is there a lock on the sight? And that is according to SureSight, so they could get it approved because it's got the actual laser. They don't want kids getting a hold of this thing and pointing it at airplanes when they're going by. And so when you're not using it, you can just put the key in there. It's like a bike lock key, and close it, and now the laser won't fire. Even if I press the button here, no laser fires. And then I can just unlock it this way, or keep it unlocked if you don't have kids or whatever. It's ultimately up to you, and then the laser will work again. I'm not sure when I'm going to get a chance to shoot it. We're kind of in full lockdown mode here in Ontario, Canada at the moment, but that is what I will try and do, hopefully in the near future, and I'll get back to you with how easy this thing is to set up, or how difficult it happens to be to set up. We'll find out. There are a couple of points of concern I've got realistically is that there's no third axis level on this thing. So you can adjust your height and your windage, but there's kind of that there's no adjusting kind of this way. So I don't know how much I'd want to use this as a hunting up from a tree stand or anything like that. I don't know those extreme angles. I like to have that third axis dialed in just so I know where I'm confident where my shot's going to land. We'll find out. Again, we'll test it in as many situations as I can test it in as possible. The battery in this thing is rechargeable. That's unique. You just do it with a micro USB cable. You plug it in. Apparently, it takes about 90 minutes to recharge, and you can get up to 700 ranges out of a single charge. That's plenty for a hunting trip. If you're going on a hunting trip, you can always bring a backup, a little mini battery charging backup for you if you need to. But I like that it's rechargeable. Like I don't have to worry about putting new batteries in all the time. Every time I'm going to go out hunting or shoot my bow at the club, I could just plug this thing in if I need to. Again, as with all these rangefinding sites, if you do run out of battery, you're kind of out of luck because the screen is clear in there as you can see. There's not going to be, if there's no battery, if there's no power at all, there's not going to be much help there for you. But that's to be expected with rangefinding bow sites for the most part. Another thing worth pointing out is you can add an actual magnified lens on here. I'm not entirely sure how to install it yet. I've got one right here. I believe I would just kind of remove this ring here and put it in front is my guess, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to find that out in the near future and see if I'm not sure if it's going to affect the sight tapes. It might. You might have to change up your sight tapes and stuff like that, but we'll find out. There are lots of things to play with in the near future. And you can find a lot more information on this. They've got a U.S. distributor now. I think they're based in Arizona, and so they're just brand new to the States. They got these sites just got to their U.S. distributor at the same time. Basically, got to me. But you can go visit their website at SureSightUSA.com, and you get all the information you need. I think that's about it for now, Archery Talk. I'm gonna go and kind of play with this on a bow. And hopefully I can shoot somewhere farther than my garage. I'll find some place outside where I can take this for a few paces, even though it's Canada and it's the winter and I'm going to be cold. But for the good of the site, for the good of the channel, I'll do that for you guys. So thanks so much for watching Archery Talk. Please do like, share, and subscribe. It helps the channel an awful lot, and we'll see you again soon.